Hi class, let's take a look at example 4. And we technically have a parametric equation that's within technically one period of each of those two functions. And let me start with 0 on this one. So we're looking at t is equal, let me do the table. So we have our t values, then technically x is equal to sine of t, y is equal to 1 minus cosine of t. And then let's actually get started at 0. So your x value is going to be a sine of 0, which is 0. Your y value is 1 minus cosine of 0. So cosine of 0 is 1. So, you're going to end up with y is equal to 1 minus 1, or technically 0. So we're going to have one value at the origin. So we're looking at, actually, wait, so this is x's and y's. And first coordinate point is technically 0, 0, which happens to be here. So this is at t is equal to 0. And for the second one, let me just select the values of, let's pick pi over 2. So in this case, we're looking at pi over 2. So x is equal to sine of pi over 2. Our pi over 2 is going to be 1. And y is equal to 1 minus cosine of pi over 2. That's going to be at 0. So y is equal to 1. So 1, 1 for the second coordinate point. So I'm looking at technically 1, 1. It's going to be here. This is t is equal to, well, in this case, just pi over 2. The next one, let me pick pi. So x is equal to sine of pi. Sine of pi is going to be 0. So x is equal to 0 there. Y is equal to 1 minus cosine of pi. So y is equal to 1 minus a negative 1. Y is equal to 2 for this one. Okay, so we're looking at 0, 2 for this value. And technically 0, 2 is going to be here. This is going to be t is equal to the values of pi. Now, this is obviously not to scale, but what we technically have here is a circle. So a circle that's going in this direction. And what's going to do here is it's going to actually close. And it's going to close at 2 pi. Not the best circle ever. Oh, shoot. But if we were using technology, you would actually see that this one is actually going to close. Okay, so let's do the second portion where we eliminate the parameter. And we have to be a little bit careful on this one because if you were to solve for the t directly, it may not actually work because you would be ending up with sine inverses, and those are not defined everywhere. So you would have x is equal to the actual sine of t, and then y is equal to 1 minus your cosine of t. Now, let me actually solve both of these for the y's. So I'm just going to say -1, and technically you have y minus 1 is equal to negative cosine of t. And then from the first equation, if you were to square this, and the reason that I'm going in this direction is because you have sines and cosines, and if you were to square those, well, sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. So that would be the most appropriate way to solve it. So you're going to get x squared is equal to sine squared of t, and I'm just going to call this equation 1. This is just so that we keep track of them. And then on the second one, I'm going to square it as well. So we're looking at, well, y minus 1 squared. As you square the negative cosine, you're just going to get cosine squared of t. And for this one, it's going to be equation 2. Now, at this point, we're technically done with the problem. You couldn't really solve for t directly because that would give you the actual inverses from the beginning of the problem. So all you have to do is technically add 1 to 2. And that's going to give us x squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to and then you technically have sine squared of t plus cosine squared of t. And then, well, sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. So our main solution as an actual rectangular equation is that x squared plus, so we're looking at x squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 1. And this is technically because, well, sine squared of t plus cosine squared of t is equal to 1. So this is our main actual solution as the rectangular equation. No need to disclaimer x squared plus y squared. It's technically a circle. So we would have the same answer on this one.